Alright, hello everybody, it's me, Clonk, and we're playing Chilling Devotion, a Yandere visual novel. Day 1, Unexpected Guest. This is a demo, I believe. Slash, just day 1, I believe. The car's engine purred softly as it glided along the snow-covered road, creating a rhythmic hum that harmonized with the tranquility of the winter landscape. The world outside seemed hushed and still, as if nature itself had been silenced by a blanket of pristine snow. And then chat ruined it with a big stink. Wow. At least you're in your car, so you basically trapped yourself to your own fart, chat. Shaking my head. Disgusting. Sorry. Oh, okay. As long as you're sorry. YouTube, forgive Twitch chat for being gross. That's why we love you more, YouTube. Through the windshield, the scene unfolded like a postcard, come to life. The snow-laden trees stood tall, their branches delicately adorned with glistening crystals. Each limb reached out towards the sky, as if yearning to touch the falling snowflakes. The weight of the snow bent some branches, creating graceful arches that framed the road ahead. As the car made its way through the winter wonderland, the snowscape seemed to stretch out infinitely in every direction. The vastness of the scenery was both awe-inspiring and humbling. You continue to look around and wonder from the warmth and comfort of your vehicle. For you, this is a whole new experience coming from a busy city life. Little Cub Cabin Retreat. It was as advertised, the coziest escape in the heart of snowy mountain wilderness. Unplug and experience tranquility and the unforgettable views of snow-capped peaks and towering pine trees right outside your window. It sounded like exactly what you needed at the time, and you immediately booked a cabin for a week. You look down at the direction again. Turn onto Little Cub Trail, and it's the first cabin on the left. You slow the car as you approach a sign. Some of the letters of Little Cub peek out from under the snow. Turn into the trail, and your car bumps along the unpaved, snowy dirt path. You look around attentively for the first cabin you see through the increasing snowfall. Stop saying YouTube sucks. You suck, Twitch. Suck me. So much for the forecast of light snow today. Hopefully you get there soon in case the snowing gets worse. As a man who lives in Canada, it's always going to get worse, the snow. You'd been looking forward to this getaway for a couple of weeks, and finally you pull up to the cabin. Now the idea of a private snowy cabin makes you... oh, sure. Makes me excited. Woohoo! Time to walk around naked for a week. Yeah! You're excited. You've been looking forward to this ever since you booked it. Everything is so new and fascinating, and you've mentally planned out various activities you could do. From staying by the fire with a good book, or hiking to see some of these snow-capped mountains, or peaks. There'd be something for whatever mood you'd be in. Maybe just catching up on sleep and resting would be enough to look forward to. You slow down and squint through the falling snow trying to make out the numbers on the cabin. Snow had covered the signs, but this one looks like the picture in the booking, so you pulled into the snow-covered path. Well, that's not very helpful. You should probably go by the number, considering all the cabins probably look exactly the same. But whatever. Feel relieved to have finally arrived. The drive up the mountain was like Rainbow Road, and then the snow, while beautiful, made for a more challenging... Did I just make a Mario Kart reference? Excuse me. Did we just make a Mario Kart reference? What? Okay. I can't even say no to the nerd, because we just made a Mario Kart reference. We're definitely a nerd. Hell yeah. Your little cabin is surrounded by trees with your nearest neighbor about another 30-minute walk down the trail. Wow. That's not that bad. A large stretch of wilderness ensuring you plenty of privacy. Am I the murderer? What? You hurriedly lug your stuff out of your car up to the cabin. It's not much, just a suitcase for the week. Makes sense. The icy environment chills the delicate skin on your face. We're so dead and kidnapped, we signed up for this. You bound up to the cabin, eager to get out of the cold. Ah, it's already unlocked. Is this normal for remote cabins? No, but also yes? Who knows? Oh, listen, quaint. As you step inside, the warmth of being out of the elements immediately greets you, but it could certainly be warmer. I mean, definitely someone's here, right? Yeah. There's literally a fire. Oh, no, I set the fire, but there's a cup and a book. No way someone just left that like that. You set down your things by the door and quickly set about lighting a fire in the fireplace. There's some wood and a lighter by the hearth conveniently. Take in the cabin's interior, and it's as cozy as described, if not a bit more messy than expected. Looks like the place hasn't been swept in a while. but it feels very lived in and ready for moving in. The warm glow from the hearth dancing across the rustic wooden walls and furniture was cozy and inviting. A book, look at its quality, he knows how to read. I know how to read, chat. That's what I'm doing for you, you illiterate fucks. There were some books resting on the worn wooden table and shelves. You know what someone said in my Discord? Multiple people said in my Discord? They said they were too lazy to read a visual novel themselves. Yeah, they're in this chat right now too, by the way. Too late. And I laughed because I said, you're not lazy. You're just illiterate. You just don't know how. There's some books resting on the worn wooden table and shelves. You hurry over to inspect the tiny kitchenette, and you are pleasantly surprised that it is fully stocked. I'm kind of surprised they didn't get angry at me for that one, but maybe they know it's true. Wow, looks like mystery meat and a lot of junk food. Always eat the mystery meat, chat. Always eat the mystery meat that's in the fridge. I'm lazy. Ha. Still, that's pretty generous of the people running this place. You had expected to get food later in town when the snow let up. It's a bit of a drive, but there is a small town with a grocery store around here. You look more closely around the rest of the cabin later. Right now, you just wanted a warm drink. Look in the kitchen's drawer and find a couple of options to choose from. Coffee? 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 What do you want to drink? Coffee? Wait, these are some good options. But also coffee. You grab a packet for instant... No! Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's a Keurig. Who knows? I will eat the mystery meat. Alright, open wide. Open wide, fry man. Don't question it. Don't bite. It melts in your mouth. I mean, what? America's schools are bad, read us a story? That's kind of how I always view it. I always think of it... Oh. Alright, chat, we're gonna take a little break. I need to see something about Fry. I need to do something with Fry. I'll be right back. What? Why nothing? You grab a packet for instant coffee. Then you find a pot and start to heat up some water on the gas stove. It's been a while since you've used one of these. You check your phone and there's no signal. You do spot a landline on the cabinet if you need to call anyone. Been a while since you've seen one of those too. Another reminder of how far from civilization you are. Clock, you freakster. What? The pot of water simmers on the stove and you pour some into a cup for your coffee. The smell of coffee fills the room and the warmth from the cup warms your frozen hands. The window rattles suddenly and you jump from your thoughts. I will say this though, Chad. There's no, like, winter kind of sucks. As someone who lives with almost like a lot of winter, okay? One of the best things about winter is when you're finally done out in the cold and you go inside and you warm up and you drink something warm and then you like cozy up in a blanket, and if there's another person you snuggle and it's like, holy crap, I just orgasmed in my pants. Especially if it's a dude. Anyways, the window rattles suddenly and you jump from your thoughts. The snowing from earlier has really picked up into a storm now, the heavy fall of snow blurring the landscape out the window. The wind howls and rattles the windows again. The sharp, erratic bursts made you flinch every time. In Scotland, it's just cold, no snow, just rain and slush. Nice. In Canada, we have everything. Snow now slams against the cabin in chaotic flurries. You wonder if the widows would hold against the storm's fury. Windows. That's a bit concerning, but it's a perfect contrast to the safety of the cabin. Unless there's a bunch of, like, single ladies at the door, just holding it back. Ladies. The cabin was a small sanctuary that was holding back the icy wilderness beyond its walls. Luckily, you have food here. You made it before the weather took a turn for the worse. Yeah, mystery meat! Go inside and get naked in the AC. What? What? Excuse me! Hey, yo. Oh, we don't have summer where I live. It's so opposite. Snowed in or not, you were planning on bunkering down here initially anyways. Oh, wait, what was that? Just as you start settling in near the hearth with your hot drink, there's a knock on the door. You snap your head towards the sound and you feel your heart racing with fear. You weren't expecting anyone, and the thought of a stranger out here in the middle of nowhere during a snowstorm sent a shiver down your spine. Well, maybe it's just some poor unlucky soul. But maybe it was the cabin host, or someone that needs help. Yeah, exactly. You Set down your drink on the table gently and look toward the door. What will you do now? Oh, let's save. I'll ask who it is. Who is it? Try to calm your nerves while you wait for an answer. Yeah, let's be real. He knows we're here. There's a fucking car outside. I don't think it's gonna be like, oh yeah, if I stay quiet, he won't know. Looks out window. Try to calm your nerves while you wait for an answer. And an answer doesn't come. There's no peephole on the door, so you can't see who it is from the door. Huh. If only there was some kind of peephole I could use. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Eventually quietly sneaked over to the window and tried to peek out, but you don't see anyone. It's hard to see with the snow already frosting the glass and forming an icy crust along the edges of the panes. Hopefully, whoever it was just left. Maybe they got the wrong place. That's true too. To be fair, could have been someone who's just like, oh shit, this is the wrong cabin. Moving on to the next one. As you were about to return back to your seat, you hear the click of the lock. Oh, that's fucking creepy, bro. Grab a knife. You're in the house, you have a knife, you have an advantage. Time slows and your body tenses from the noise. The hinges of the door creak open as the biting and cold wind rushes in. The snow briefly obscuring your vision as it flurries towards you. And there, a tall, looming figure looms over you before you can act. Oh, hey. Your mind races with fear and uncertainty. Who are they? What do they want? You take a hesitant step back, your heart pounding in your chest. You wait for them to speak, to move, to do anything. But they just stand there, unmoving like a statue. Okay, guys, I'm average height, so don't call me short. His eyes glint faintly as they're fixed on you. The intensity is heavy enough to make you shiver. You can't help but feel trapped under his gaze. As you're about to utter a word, the stranger's voice finally cuts through the silence. It's a deep voice that matches his intimidating form. What are you doing in my house? Huh? I rented it. The stranger's masked face remains unreadable as they shut the door behind them, sealing you both inside. Well, it's fucking cold, bro. Don't call me shorty. The stranger pulls down his mask to reveal his face. Oh, that's nice of him. Oh, he's just some emo guy. Makes sense. He begins dusting off the snow from his clothes and goes to hang up his overcoat by the door naturally. Well, he seems pretty chill. This is Yandere. I'm Jim. This is my place. You stare speechlessly at this casual statement as if he's not aware of the scare he just gave you. What's your name? What is your name? It's chat. It's not me today, chat. You're the one who farted in the car earlier. Okay. My name is Chat. He seems to notice your shock now and gestures for you to take a seat by the fireplace. Seems pretty chill. You stiffly follow his suggestion and sit down in a chair with a creak. He takes off his hat and dusts off the snow before following you and takes a seat as well. You're both sitting by the hearth now after your misunderstanding. You feel a mixture of the adrenaline and embarrassment. I'm, real sorry about before. Wait, there's so many options. Accept his apology, scold him for scaring you, apologize as well. Well, I should probably apologize as well. I did break into his house, but no, wait, the door was open actually. I didn't even bring out a key, did I? Did I have a key? Am I just lying? Maybe I am the murderer. Maybe I am the Yandere in this game, chat. Oh my god. Okay, I apologize as well. I'm so sorry. I must have gotten turned around in the snow. It's okay. These things happen sometimes. You're a bit taken aback at the contrast of the man in front of you and your first impression of him. I'm still confused about what happened. Jim thinks for a moment and speaks more quietly, maybe more self-conscious in how his voice sounds. His voice tone comes out as a low rumble. Were you trying to go to that tiny bear house? Oh, you mean the little cub cabin? Then yes. Right. You went way too far down the trail then. Probably missed it with all the snow and pines. Easy to happen when the snow gets like this. I actually really like this. I actually really like the text bubble instead of just in the bottom. It's nice. It's a nice touch. You liked him better with the mask? Rude as fuck, man. He's a handsome man. I want to see that face. Your face burned with embarrassment and your mistake and the whole misunderstanding. So much for a relaxing getaway. You just ask if do you like pancakes, like me or Jim? I think Jim probably enjoys a good pancake, you know? Hi Clock, hi chat. Hi Emerwolf. We're playing Chilling Devotion today. A Yandere game. And we're hanging out with Jim, who may or may not be a Yandere. Well, a Yandere, sorry. Your face burned with embarrassment at your mistake and the whole misunderstanding. So much for a relaxing getaway. That makes sense. I'll leave as soon as I can. An awkward silence stretches between you two until Jim speaks up again. Our emo boy. Oh, I think the storm will pass in a couple days. You can stay here until then. A couple days? As if you have a choice. But now you feel even more grateful after inconveniencing your cabin neighbor. At least you seem to be nonchalant about the whole situation. This is definitely not the first time, is it? Thank you so much. Jim nods, a small smile tugging at the corner of his lips. He's lonely, chat. He's lonely. Hehehehe. It can get lonely out here sometimes. I haven't had company in a long time. You nod back, feeling a bit more at ease now that you know he's not some deranged stranger. If anything, you were the stranger in his house now, and yet he's being so welcoming. It's the first person he's seen in like a year. Jim gestures to the pot on the stove and gets up from his chair. Alright. I'll have some hot cocoa too after all of that. Want your coffee reheated since you've helped yourself to some already? Oh, you groan at any reminders of your unfortunate beginnings here. Then you smile greatly. Sure, thanks. Things are still pretty awkward, but it was kind of sweet that he was trying to be a good host. Oh, and feel free to put your things in the spare room over there on your right. My room's the one to your left. Blah, 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 blah. It's not much, but you're safe here. Oh, thanks, man. You smile at his reassurance and move to take your things to your room while he reheats your drink. Hopefully there's a lock on the door. So the room is small, but just as cozy as the rest of the cabin. Simple with its furnishings, but it's all you need. It's minimally decorated like the rest of the cabin, but it has a bed, a nightstand, and a lamp. Nice. He's just a nice guy. Yeah, what the hell? This is just a good meet-cute situation. Now it has your suitcase and belongings in a corner. You sit down on the bed with a creak. The bed feels impossibly soft beneath you, urging your tense muscles from earlier to uncoil. Chat, you know as soon as we're getting down to bang, it's gonna go creak, creak, creak all night long. You let out a long breath and your hand traces absent-mindedly over the quilted blanket. It's fabric worn but comforting. And if we're not fucking, then you're still gonna hear the creaking. Hehe. What a situation. You hear the muffled clattering of Jim in the kitchen and snow battering against the walls. This is not what you had expected at all, but hopefully it'll be okay. Your coffee is ready. Jim's voice from the other room pulls you from your thoughts and you get up to join him. Okay. The fucking creaking. You sit across from Jim as he hands you a reheated coffee. Jim cradles his own mug in his hands, savoring its warmth before taking little sips. His posture is more relaxed, but still seems a little bit shy. You get a better look at him now that things are a little less intense. His hair is damp and disheveled from the snowstorm, and he keeps it pretty long. His eyes flick to you occasionally before glancing back down at his drink. Sorry, I'm not used to having company, I guess. What do you do? Ask him some questions, continue the silence, and ask him if you'd like to talk or stay silent. I guess ask. He is the host. Ask him if you'd like to talk or stay silent. That's alright, I'm quite the unexpected guest right now. What would you prefer? We can just enjoy the silence if you'd like. Oh, well, of course. I don't mind not talking. But since this is a bit of a special occasion, I'd like to try talking. If that's alright with you. I'm not really sure where to start, though. Jim looks at you expectantly. He's hopeful that you'll start the conversation. I'm pretty good at that. Hi, Cat. Also, can I get a hydrate check and maybe even a stretch check, chat? You know, I'll be stretching this guy out later, but... you know, it's always good to stretch before stretching another out. That's what I'm saying. Huh? Anyways. Make sure to stretch it out, Chad, okay? I got 2 stretch checks. Yes, if you're not okay with reaching for the sky, please drop it like it's hot. I gotta stop requesting chat to do weird things for stretching, but whatever. Okay, so. Oh my god. Okay, well, we're chatting. What were you doing outside just now? Do you live out here all the time? That one seems good. That one seems good. Yeah. Do you live out here all the time? He glances at you and then answers while looking into the fire. Used to be not all of the time, just when I needed to get away. But now, yeah, this is where I live. His voice is steady, but there's something vulnerable in his tone, like he's not used to explaining himself. Get away from what? Everything. The noise, the people, it's just too much. Yeah, I'm gonna top him, for sure. Look at him, he's a twink. Don't look at me, I'm not a twink, I'm a top. I understand, me too. I don't get that. I get that sometimes. I'm gonna be real, I grew up in the city, I don't get that. You don't really feel that way about living in the city like Jim's saying. But I do like silence, don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, it never becomes too much. I don't have a problem with that part of the city life. But it's nice getting a change of scenery sometimes. Jim's lips twitched into a faint smile, and for the first time since talking, his gaze holds yours for a while. And instead, you end up in the wrong cabin. Your cheeks warm as you let out a soft laugh. Yeah, not exactly the peaceful getaway I had in mind. You're surprised by the rich depth of his chuckle, despite how he tried to quiet it. It sends a pleasant warmth through you. Well, I guess it's not every day you accidentally break into someone else's house. The initial tension between you is melted away as you both laugh about it. I hope you do get what you came here for. You can't help but smile at his gentle words. So, what are you doing outside? Just checking some traps I set out in the woods nearby. Traps? What do you mean? What do you think the mystery meat was? Bro's hunting rabbits, yeah. Traps for small game like rabbits and such, mostly. Nothing in the traps today. Probably all hiding from the storm. Oh, I see. That would explain the mystery game meat in the fridge earlier. So, storm seems pretty rough. Yeah, but it should calm down in a day or two. And if you want, I can make sure you get to the right cabin then. I'd like that. For now, though, you're content to stay here. The quiet man in front of you doesn't seem as bad as you first thought. The mountain weather can be unpredictable. One moment it's clear, then dangerous in an instant. It's snowing a bit early this year, but it's not uncommon. The snow falls hard, and the wind, well, it howls like it's got something to prove. You nod along at his explanation. You weren't aware of how it was in the mountains. He lets out a soft sigh before continuing, running a hand through his messy hair. And I knew the second I saw you that you're not used to this. If you don't know what you're doing and you try to go out there, well, you're pretty much asking for trouble then. You notice a shift in his tone when talking about the storm. There's something protective about it. Like he's trying to prepare you or maybe even shield you from the wildness of the mountain. Just wait it out. Don't venture out if you don't have to. The storm outside wails a bit louder for a moment as if protesting, and Jim shifts his gaze out the window. I've been stuck in here before. You just get used to it, and then it's not so bad. You take in his words. You get the impression that he's used to navigating the chaos of the mountain, and with him, maybe you could too. So, what do you do out here? I like to be in nature, and to be alone. Yeah, like hiking? I hunt and fish when the weather's better. Sometimes I make stuff. He's blushing. There's a town a ways from here, but I mostly just keep to myself. His eyes dart nervously around, and you get the impression that he's not used to talking about himself like this. This is his best attempt at flirting, chat. You decide not to get into it for now, but for his sake, but you are curious. He seems like the type to say things when he's ready. So, said you don't see many people around here. Yeah. To be honest, you're the first person I've really talked to in a couple of months. Other than when I'm picking up supplies in town. He awkwardly shifts in his seat and rubs the back of his neck like he's unsure of how to continue. I guess you could probably tell with how out of practice I am with all of this social stuff. He gives a dry laugh, but it's not exactly a happy one. Huh. The isolation, it's easier this way. I've never minded being by myself. It's peaceful. Chat, all of this nice guy conversation, chat, this guy's killed someone before, for sure. Bro's just a normal guy. I don't generally like people, but it's been nice talking with you. This admission lingers in the air as you both take it in. You're touched at his openness and vulnerability in this moment. Well, I'm glad I could be the one you talk to. Jim smiles at this and takes another shy sip from his mug. A moment of warmth settles between both of you, and you feel a bit closer. So, I'm done asking questions. You both finish up the rest of your drinks in silence. Jim looks at you and finally asks you a question himself. So, how are you feeling about being stuck here? He quickly looks away again while anticipating your answer. He has a complicated look on his face. You wonder why that is. He's a hard man to read. Oh, he's hard, alright. I'll save, but I feel like it's fine. You like it here so far, but looking forward to leaving. You can't wait to leave and get away from this guy. You'd like to stay here longer. You don't want to say anything for now. I'd like to stay here longer. Yeah, that's fine. I actually really like it here. I could see myself spending my whole stay here, honestly. It's been nice having you as company. I'll be honest too. I've been liking your company too. What I'm trying to say is, you could stay here longer, if you want. But you don't gotta decide now. Maybe your feelings will change. Although, I'm happy you feel that way right now. You smile at his flustered but sincere response. You guess you'll have to see how things go. Jim looks back into the flickering embers of the fire and seems to be weighing your response in his head. You wonder what he's thinking, but can't bring yourself to interrupt his thoughts. You ultimately look into the fire too, the dancing flames lulling you into its trance as your mind wanders. The time flows as the sun disappears from the sky and you're both left with a dying fire. At some point you find yourself watching him. His features are softer in the firelight, warmer too than before. Looks much more friendly now that he's taken off his outerwear and is relaxing in his more casual outfit. He doesn't seem to talk much, but his voice carries a quiet intensity, like every word matters. He glances at you and catches you staring. You quickly look down at your empty mug, feeling the heat rise in your face from being caught. He doesn't say anything at first, but now you feel him observing you back. What? Chat, stop being creepy and staring at him. Look at the fire. You're supposed to stare at the fire, not him. God, you're so horny. You're handsome. I was just thinking how handsome you are. As the words come out of your mouth, Jim's eyes widen for a moment. Oh, Ben. His cheeks flush a soft shade of red and he shifts awkwardly in his seat. Looks back to the fire as if it can offer him some comfort. Thanks. He clears his throat and then raises his gaze slightly up to you again. I don't really get called that a lot. There's something incredibly endearing about his genuine nervousness. I mean, he did say he hasn't talked to a person in, like, months. But, I guess I'll take it. It's very nice of you to say. He lets out a slow breath and glances at you. You're not so bad yourself, you know? Jim looks into his empty mug, now cold. Well, I think I'll call it a night. He's so shy. Could you give me firewood, please? I'm hungry. Oh, I've only got hard wood. Jim gets up and holds out a hand to take my empty mug from me, too. Trying to be a gracious host to you. Oh, thank you. You give him your cup, too, and his lips curve into a small smile. He walks to the kitchen and places both your mugs in the tiny sink there with a clink. Jim goes over to the hearth and puts out the rest of the fire before heading to his room. You get up and walk over to your room. You peer out to Jim, closing the door to your room. Jim lingers by his door and glances back at you. Okay, well, good night, Chad. Good night, Jim. Hopefully we have a fucking book. Holy shit. Your door creaks as you close it all the way and you turn towards what will be your room for the next couple of days. That was much nicer than how your first meeting started. Change into your sleeping clothes and jump under the covers for warmth. The storm is still raging outside as much as it was earlier. Close your eyes and soon the storm outside starts to sound like white noise. The events of the day taking its toll on you. Mostly you feel attraction. Jesus, chat. Honestly, you're a bit attracted to Jim. He has been not what you expected, and you're looking forward to learning more about him. As you think about how you feel, you drift off to sleep wondering what the rest of the week has in store for you. This is your fault if you give flu? You think I'm gonna give him the flu? Oh, thanks for playing. Let us know what you think so far in the itch.io page. Oh, okay. That's it. That's the demo. I'm gonna run through this and be mean to him now, okay? As much as you guys probably want me to. I'm unsure. Not really sure yet. You want to reserve judgment for now? Okay. Hopefully you get a better idea. Okay, we're gonna skip. Yeah, I'm gonna be mean to him. We're gonna have hot cocoa, though. Stay quiet and ignore the door. Ignore the knock. You hold your breath and wait to see what happens. Oh, okay, never mind. It's like the same. Open the door in his face. Take a deep breath and make your way to the door, stealing yourself whoever's on the other side. When you open the door, you are greeted by a tall figure wearing a mask, their expression hidden. Your breath catches you in your throat at the looming sight, fear threatening to overwhelm you. Chat's upset that they're that I'm gonna be mean to him. Yeah, Jim, if that's even your real name. Monkey Man. Okay, Hi, can I help you? Figure says nothing. Reflexively take a step back and grip onto the door's handle, ready to slam the door shut and lock it. Oh man. The stranger seems to notice this and slams his hand on the door, preventing you from closing it. At the sudden movement, you attack him. You don't think you can win in a fight against this man, but maybe you can catch him by surprise and get the upper hand. With adrenaline coursing through your veins, you lunge at the stranger. But the man's reflexes are faster than you anticipated. This is a good first meeting. He easily dodges your attack and he catches your arms to stop you. I wouldn't try that again if I were you. His hands are strong but not painful, and it anchors you firmly in place in front of him. His face is unreadable, neither angry nor amused, just unreadable. The storm outside howls louder, as if taunting you in this situation. What do you do now? Plead? Struggle? Stay silent? We're gonna struggle. You try to pull against his gloved hand, but it's no use. The stranger is much stronger than you. You're not going anywhere. A chill runs through you as you hear that low, cold, and menacing voice. His words hang heavy in the air, mingling with your labored breaths and the roar of the winds. Just as you're about to pass out from stress, the stranger adds matter-of-factly, especially not in this weather. There's a snowstorm. You won't survive out there alone. You won't even last 5 minutes in the storm by the looks of you. Huh? He suddenly lets go of you as if surprised at his own actions. The action is so sudden that you stumble back into the cabin's interior and the stranger takes a step in. The stranger's masked face remains unreadable as they shut the door behind them, sealing you both inside. Okay, let's skip. What's your name? It's gonna be Chat again, because Chat has to be the dick. Okay, accept his apology. Scold him for scaring you, yeah. You really scared me. He looks down even more guiltily. Oh, I've been told I have that effect on people sometimes. Yeah, with the look in silence and then that voice. You're a bit taken aback at the contrast of the man in front of you and your first impression of him. Kick him on his balls. What the fuck? I said I'd be mean, not a monster. I'm still confused about what happened. Okay, wait, skip. Continue the silence. Yep, give him the silent treatment. You don't mind the silence, and it seems like Jim doesn't either. Soon the silence stretches long enough to become a comfortable one rather than an awkward lull. Fire crackles and the warm glow fills you with pleasant calm. Both enjoy your drinks and warm up together by the fire. Jim looks at you and finally asks you a question himself. Wait, I can just skip? You like it here so far, but look forward to leaving? Can't wait to leave and get away from this guy. Yeah, that one. I'd really like to go the second the weather allows it. Right. I'll make sure to let you know as soon as that happens. Can't be helped that you're unwillingly stuck here. So far it's been okay, but you don't want to push your luck. He is still a complete stranger, and you don't want to be stuck in such a small space with him. You did come here for a private cabin getaway after all. Jim looks back into the flickering flames. Okay, we're gonna skip. Nothing. You're handsome. Sorry, I didn't mean to stare. I was just zoning out. You were mindlessly staring for a little too long before you had even realized it. That's alright. No harm, no foul. You can stare. I don't mind. You were just, kinda obvious about it. He's surprisingly easygoing, despite first impressions. His words eased the embarrassment. Just a little. I get lost in my thoughts sometimes. Well, who doesn't every now and then? He's such a chill guy. He's just a chill guy, chat. Jim looks into his empty mug, now cold. Well, I think I'll call it a night. Skip. Wary. I'm wary. You were feeling wary about this whole situation with Jim and being snowed in with him. Just so many unknowns that you have to deal with now. This is turning out to be a much more complicated getaway than you bargained for. And you think about how you feel, you drift off to sleep. Oh, okay. That's the end of the demo. So even if you're mean to him, he's still just a really chill guy. I don't mind the game so far. It's nice. Obviously just a demo, an introduction to Bro. I feel like Bro's gonna get a little more... I feel like as the game progresses out of its demo stage, I feel like he's gonna be a little angry if we ever try to leave. I feel like when he offered we could stay, I feel like he was saying, you're going to stay with me forever now, right? You want this, right? You came to me, right? But so far, a pretty interesting game. That is the Chilling Devotion demo. Thank you so much for watching, YouTube. Please, if you like this video, clock that like button and subscribe to the channel. We play visual novels, indie games, indie horror all the time on the channel. Every day, new upload. And if you like this video, I'm sure you'll like the rest, okay? So I appreciate it, and thank you. My name's Clock, if you forgot, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Clocking out. Say goodbye, chat. Never mind, chat. Fuck off. Fuck off!